nothing else to be said, we fell silent. I walked out onto the field, rehearsing my moves in my head as if this was another one of my performances, which, in a sense, it was. But this time, I needed a huge audience, hanging on my every move. I needed their attention, their adoration, to feed into my magic. My father was already there, a lonely figure in the middle of the ominously quiet stadium. As I drew closer, though, his form seemed to shimmer and change, his face flickering, extra limbs appearing and vanishing. He'd found a backer, one who had gifted him with some kind of unstable abyssal magic. This wasn't exactly what I had bargained on.
Abyssal? You don't mean...
Valentine, will you just let her tell a story?
Right? Sorry.
Someone's invested.
Shush, you were too.
Are you all done? Alright then. There was something about the abyssal magic that set off even more alarm bells in my head. Some sort of binding intertwined with it, sitting just at the edge of my senses. I needed more information, and my best bet to get it was by taunting. I may not have known the man well, but I do know idiots with egos. About 15 feet away, I halted to measure him up. I was close enough to catch the odor of cheap cologne and a life of dead ambitions. His face rippled and shifted again.
Jackie Smoke. The nobody who stole her way to fame and stardom and then squandered it on parlor tricks for the mundane world.
I'm not here to talk to you, whoever you are.
My name is Avarice, thank you. Aspiring dramaturge, triple threat, shaper of the abyss. It was I who tricked your master Valentine into a trap of fiendish delights and
Avarice? I've heard of you. Have you abandoned the dramaturg bit, or were you just that desperate for another beatdown? I can't imagine my father would have much more than that to offer.
His hatred of you gives me strength. I have never been so filled with...
Fascinating. Now, hand the mic over to my father.
Very well. Jax, it's good to see you again.
The pleasure's all yours, Tristan.
Come on, Jax. I may be here to take your power back, but I'm still your dad.
My dad is the man who adopted and raised me, not you. What have you done to yourself? You look like something out of Lovecraft.
I haven't done anything to myself. I've entered a partnership. What they call a symbiotic relationship.
One that will fall apart just like the last one. Remember how your backer in London abandoned you? They saw through you in an instant.
Tosh, this time is different, you'll see. After all, we both have similar goals.
Would you look at that? An abyssal needing a host, and desperate enough to go for someone like him. I almost feel bad for the both of you. This is a whole new level of pathetic I've never seen before. And I work with Valentine.
We are not pathetic. You have no idea of the power I wield now.
Is it the power of whining? Please. This is the kind of magic you take to a child's birthday party. This isn't enough to turn cards on the strip.
You think you're so cheeky, you little brat. Avarice can harness the energy created by my anger at you to fuel incredible spells. And once I have that magic that is rightfully mine, I'll show you what power really is. And you'll be nothing. But if you cooperate and return it willingly, well, you'll still be nothing. But you'll be alive. And I think that's a fair deal. He does not need to offer more than his hate and anger. They're delicious. Should you be feeling so morally superior right now? We both want power, and I don't particularly care how much pain and suffering I have to cause to get it. How many people are you willing to hurt to hold on to power that was never yours in the first place?
Wow. Low blow. So biting. Tristan, I don't know how you managed to sink past rock bottom. You let a parasite turn you into a literal walking monster. You must be the life of Lovecraftian parties now. There's no way in hells I'm letting you have my magic.
I was hoping you'd say over my dead body. Choice. Jax, can you lead us in with a good line?
Why not? Over my dead. They lunged at me, grotesque, spindly fingers stretching and warping into oversized claws to slash at me. I was half expecting this. Last time we fought, I overextended myself and had to resort to some very risky trickery that shouldn't have worked. This time, I was more prepared. I summoned my hat and wand, and glamour rising around me like second skin. With the gesture, a dozen mirrors materialized around me, and out of each stepped a duplicate of myself.
Oh, I saw this bit on the live stream. It was so cool. You were all, haha, time for a show. And then all those views were like, whoosh, and it was all like, eat fire. And you were like, haha, fire is so last season, try ice, sha.
And I had to keep you from flying into a wall, Miss Don't Text While You Walk.
Hey, that's when I started watching.
What? Eris Skull, hater of all things stage magic, sworn enemy of Chris Angel.
He knows what he did.
The Eris who never goes to a Jackie Smoke performance is a subscriber?
I like a good hate watch, okay? Like you and druidic rituals.
Druids. What a bunch of tossers. Weren't you and Shay gonna see a movie?
Were being the key word. We had just bought a ticket to Free Guy 3, 3 Guy, and we were headed in to take our seats with a big bucket of caramel kettle corn in hand when the notification popped up. It was only a few blocks from the Coronet to the stadium, so when we figured out what was going on, we started running.
You know, I may just need to buy you a new bucket of kettle corn for that.
Multiple smokes? All of this time and you still hide? What will your friends think if they could see the way you cower?
Says the man who tried to corner and kill a 15-year-old. If you want to see a coward, look in the mirror. I dropped a mirror and sent it speeding towards him. He shattered it, sent the shards pelting into my duplicates. I shifted them into confetti, but not before two of my duplicates were dissipated. I noticed a point of explosive energy building behind him and started to unravel it. But there was still enough of a blast to send me backwards. It knocked the wind out of me, but I was able to roll back up on my feet, just as he tried to incinerate me. A swing and a miss! Where did you find that backer of yours, Tristan?
Why? Are you looking to steal my magic too?
Just curious what kind of being you fooled into helping you this time. I bear them no ill will, of course.
Your doublespeak won't help you this time, thief. Your little friends won't either.
Oh, is this where we came in?
It may have been. It was all getting to be too much to keep track of. Bolts were making it past my defenses and slamming into my side, making me stagger and disrupting my concentration. My duplicates had dwindled into the single digits. I knew I would have to change the game soon, shake things up, but I didn't know how long it would take for my plan to kick in. I needed to stall.
What's wrong? Not brave enough to face me on your own?
Don't you worry. I will take you down all on my onesies. They're here to keep civilians out of danger. As you already stated, you don't have any problem killing to get what you want.
It's a shame they came all this way to see you die.
Smoke, what are you doing?
Well, I have to, Valentine. No time to explain. I just need you to trust me.
You've got it, just tell us what to do.
Stay there and believe in me. John, how are the audience numbers?
I think we're ready.
And showtime. The change was slow at first, but I could feel it. The slightest shift in the energy as the colors around me brightens just a touch. I gave it a few seconds before striking my usual pose, drawing the extra magic around me like a blanket and projecting myself larger than life. Weight on my left foot, right foot out front, arms spread, head tilted down.
What is this?
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? I said, are you ready? It is time for the end of a tale years in the making. A tale of magic and mystery, of danger and deceit. You may have thought that the story of the young magician and the man after her magic was just that, some fantastical tale. But I assure you, dear friends, that it is much more than that. It is my story, and the day has come to bring that story to a close.
I feel bad for you, Jax. Are you sure you want to force your fans to watch you die in real time?
Such an original attempt at intimidation. Aren't you tired of this? Tracking me down, chasing after the power that was never yours. I think it's time for you to see what a genuine magician can do.
A genuine magician? Please. Jackie Smoke. Forever running from one place to the next, looking for a home. Thinking that maybe, just this once, you found a place where you can make a life for yourself. A place with friends, colleagues, even a family. But how can you do that when you can't even protect the ones you care about?
What are you talking about?
Call your roommate, Ms. Smoke. Find out if she ever made it to Sanctuary.
My glamour faltered at this remark. Ice water flooded my veins as I fumbled for my phone. Part of me was telling myself that it was all just a trick, a ploy to distract me. But then, how did they know where Katerina was headed? My fingers felt numb and clumsy.
Do you need help? My dear, you look a little shaky.
Piss off! I've got it.
I'm afraid your roommate dropped her phone on the way to Sanctuary. She was in such a hurry. I'm holding on to it. For safekeeping.
Where is she, you bastard?
What do people always say in these situations? She's somewhere safe. Along with that annoying cat of yours.
If anything happens to them, I'll...
As a fellow artist, I'm disappointed in your improv skills. Learn to yes and the scene. Keep it going.
How dare you!
There's the Jackie Smoke I've heard about. An egotistical, power-hungry monster drinking up audience attention like a vampire, turning it against her own friends.
What?
Look around. You just knocked out the people you claim to care about so much. Clearly, you can't be trusted with the power you stole. You haven't the faintest idea how to use it.
Oh, I know exactly how to use it. My shattered mirrors began to fly around me, clouded with deadly shards. I began to advance on my father and the monster he was intertwined with, both of them suddenly cowering as they understood my intent. Hundreds of thousands of eyes were upon me, but I didn't care. I wanted them dead. I wanted this over.
Hey, whoa, stage magic. Let's, set the sharp glass down.
What? How did you get past my defenses?
If you continue down this path, your entire audience is going to watch you murder your bio dad. We don't know what happened to Katerina, and it's possible we won't if that happens. Your career will be over. Also prison. Jackie, you need to remember, your power isn't something you stole or borrowed. It's yours. A gift from the universe, and although I will deny ever saying this, you wear it well. You have nothing to prove to that man, to your audience, or to anyone else, including me. Just show the world who you truly are.
I always knew that stories had power. Ever since I was a little girl and I saw my first magic show. I decided on that day that my story would always be my own, and I was not about to let anyone else tell me otherwise. That is why I became Jackie Smoke. That is why I became a professional illusionist. Because I wanted to inspire the next generation to show them that anything is possible. And now hundreds of thousands of people were watching the stream to see the eagerly anticipated finale to a story I have been telling to audiences all over the world for years. A story too impossible to be true, but part of them believed it anyway. The story of my life. And I was about to become the monster of that tale. I felt the shame burn my face as I regained my senses. For a brief moment, I wondered if I was just the same as my father. I'd built up such a thick mask that I lost track of who I truly was. Those words ringing in my head quickly brought me back, though. For better or for worse, I had become a hero to millions. Their eyes were on me, waiting to see good triumph over evil. So, I gave them the show they'd all been waiting for.
If I had true sight, I'm pretty sure I would have gone blind. As it was, I got super queasy trying to make sense of all that.
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of glad I was unconscious for that bit now.
Yeah, same.
Pansies.
It was a finale. It had to be big. My fans deserved it. I deserved it. And with all finales, the only real approach you can take is the classic go big or go home. I also had to distract him from what I was really doing. Each broken shard of mirror turned to confetti as they flew closer, trailing energy to form an invisible net. As my magic wrapped around him, it began to unweave his own, plucking apart the strands and dissolving anything that tried to escape. I started unraveling the tethers keeping the two entities together, pushing and pulling them further apart, until I could finally see where one ended and the other began. Neither had a solid form, at least not in that moment, but together they were extremely dangerous. I clapped my hands together, sending out a stream of condensed magic, and then pulled them apart, sending my father and his formless accomplice sprawling in opposite directions.
Jax, please, just Let me go. Let me go, and I swear I'll never bother you again.
That's exactly what you said last time, yet here we are. You gave me 10 years to prepare for this. Did you think I wouldn't make the most of them? I have beaten you fair and square according to all the rules of combat for the Queen City and for London. You, however, have continually sought a claim that wasn't yours, endangering innocents to get around a truce and consorting with dangerous entities. I can't kill you, Dad. But I can't let you go with the knowledge of me in your head. So, I will relieve you of your memories. Of me, of your thwarted dreams, of the power you once held and lost. I sentence you to the one thing you fear the most. You will die old, alone, and nameless. As for you, creature of the abyss, I banish you from this city.
You can't do this!
Watch me. That's pretty much it. The memory wipe and the banishment completely drained me.
I thought you'd died. We could have been more help if you hadn't knocked us out.
And slowed us down with a weird fog spell.
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't want to put you guys at risk.
Risk is part of the game, Jackie.
It's the only part. That and the drinks afterwards.
You nearly burned yourself out. You can't go around doing that, or next time you might not be able to bounce back.
Don't worry, Valentine. I have no intention of trying to pull that off again anytime soon. Once was miracle enough. Wait, what about Katerina and Dr. DePaul?
That one had us chasing our tails for a while. It turns out that Avarice was playing tricks on you. They were in Sanctuary the whole time.
I went there myself to check. She thought her phone was in her backpack. Hadn't even noticed it was missing.
As an illusionist, it's a little embarrassing to discover how easily I can be fooled. I'm glad they're okay. That's 2 I owe you, Spooky.
Don't mention it. Please, no, seriously. And don't call me Spooky.
I never knew you cared. Next thing I know, you'll be making friendship bracelets, braiding my hair.
Stop!
Anyway, give me a few days to recover and I'll be good as new. I'm not about to leave you unattended for too long. At least one of you is liable to burn down half the city.
Oi, rude. I'll have you know I didn't cause a single accident while you were unconscious.
That one I cannot confirm. I was running the sanctuary.
Traitor. Point is, I did not make a mess.
Even if you did, I'd still be there to clean it up.
And I am truly thankful for that.
Same. So glad I don't have to do that job.
I should be thanking all of you, really. I spent so much time on the move, trying to escape that man's shadow that I've forgotten what it feels like to belong somewhere. Valentine, when you made me your hound, I was worried that it would only bring trouble. I worried that I wouldn't have what it takes. But now I know, and it was that confidence that allowed me to last as long as I did. That and your belief in me.
You don't need my belief, love. Rest up.
Will do. And Valentine, try not to get into any trouble.
No promises.
You have been listening to The Graveyard Tapes, Smoke and Mirrors, a Jackie Smoke production, Part 2. Written and produced by Brianna Jean. Edited by Dustin Gray, Aidan Morgan, Angela Dumalog, Rick the Whitebird, and Nikki Ewart. Featuring Brianna Jean as Jackie Smoke. Chase Hunter as Valentine. Rick the Whitebird as Threadripper. Caitlin Sinnott as Risa. Patrick Mendelson as John. Erica LG as Avarice and Tristan. And Nikki Ewert as Eris.